Listen, if you've been living on planet Earth for any length of time, you know that things don't always go as we plan on them going. We have best intentions, ideas of how we think something is going to play out. We make the best plan, and then most of the time, it doesn't go how we foresaw it. And so what we come face to face with is how we react when things don't go how we planned. And many times, if you're like me, your past previous reaction when things don't go as planned have been less than optimal to help you stay on track. And so what I want to do is I want to help you stay on track and work on those reactions, those emotions. This is an area myself that I'm still working on, but I found some techniques and things that help with this. And what it is being grounded in what is truthful and having gratitude. Listen, I sound like a broken record here. When I talk about all of these different areas, gratitude seems to come up, and there's a reason for that. When we remind ourselves of what we're grateful for, what we're so thankful for, and realize that everything that happens in our life has a blessing in it and a lesson for us to learn from, we can keep our emotions in check and on track to be calm, cool, and collected when things do not go how we planned. Are you somebody that stays calm and collected under pressure when things go opposite of how you have it planned? If you're not, this is one of the key areas, one of the biggest areas that we need to explore and work on that's going to affect the rest of our lives. Many times we're looking for a strategy, some way to get to the next level in our lives and in our business. And if you're watching my videos, you're somebody that has a goal, has vision, but you probably come up against this brick wall of your own feelings, emotions, and reactions self-sabotaging you as you go towards those goals. Can I get an amen for that? Me, I do that and have done that and have been working on growing in this area. And one of the biggest things is that we're afraid that if we get exposed, that people will see that we don't know how to do something, that we messed up, that they misunderstood us, that we are tying our identity and our value and our worth to things going exactly how we saw it going. And so this is what I mean when I say detach from outcomes. We can expect the best in combination with detaching from the outcome. Our happiness, our joy, our worth, our value is not connected to things going how we planned it. And that's one of the hardest things that has been for me is I can have vision, ideas. I see step by step, the end to the beginning to the end of how something needs to happen. And if you're somebody that can do that, you know the frustration of when it doesn't go how you planned it, we feel defeated. We feel fizzled out. And many times, we sometimes react in a way that is a bit childish, that is a bit not productive. I've done this where I start acting in a way like a child that's throwing a temper tantrum when things don't go my way. Listen, we can recognize it in others when they do that. And many times we can be very critical of that. But when we do it ourselves, for some reason, we feel justified. And then we start getting self-critical of how we reacted. And this creates that vicious cycle because there's a hormonal response, a feeling. It's basically rewarding us for doing this. And every time we fail, we believe, okay, I didn't produce it the way that I saw it, the way that I had it planned. It didn't pan out that way. So I'm going to have to make sure that that never happens again in the future. And this is what we tell ourselves. We say, I don't ever want to experience this pain of it not going how I had planned in the future. So we create these beliefs, and then over time, those beliefs pile up, and this is how we get the life that we have right now, to where we're in this hamster wheel of trying to go after our goals, trying to accomplish things, trying to plan for success, trying to find a strategy that's going to get us breakthrough. And we repeat the pattern of, boom, doesn't go how planned, we're back at the bottom. Boom, doesn't go how planned, we're back at the bottom. And so there's a way to break this cycle. There's a way to break this pattern that has been habitual in our lives. And what it is having gratitude for what is happening in your life. Everything. Having gratitude for the blessings of those experiences and the lessons that you can learn to walk it out and put into practice what you've been learning. So what I do now is I actually embrace it. When something does not go how I planned it, I get excited. Not in a delusional sense of, oh, great, now I'm happy that it failed. Like, I'm not going to be happy that the failure happened, but I'm not tying my happiness, joy, and identity in it going perfect. I'm going to say, okay, what can I learn so that next time I can be tenacious and do this better next time and give myself grace. This is the other part of it. Get over your failures quickly. Don't sit in them and try to figure out how to make sure that it doesn't happen next time. Embrace the chaos. Embrace things not going how it should go, how we think it should go, and operate within a broken system. Many times things in our lives are not going how we want them to, but if we're waiting until the system around us changes to do the best thing, the proper thing, to grow, to learn, if we're waiting for our outside influences and experiences to change before we step up and do the right thing, if we're waiting for everything outside of our control to come under our control before we control ourselves, that day is never going to come. And so we're responsible for how we personally react to every situation, how we personally respond in every situation. If a situation is broken, if the system is broken, making the very best of what can I do today? What choices and decisions can I make today instead of waiting until tomorrow to make those choices? Instead of waiting until everything else around me changes, and instead of waiting until other people step up and fix their game for me to finally fix it myself. And this is how I've been living my life. When I plan on something, when I have a plan for how something goes, I believe, okay, I have to wait until it's all perfect for me to finally do the thing that's going to get me to the next level. And I realize, you know what, that doesn't work. What I can do is I can start doing the things that I know are going to get me to that next level, doing the right thing, being disciplined and focused in doing the right thing, even within broken circumstances, broken systems, outcomes that are not how we had planned. And this is detaching from the outcome. We're working towards the best outcome. We're having hope towards the best outcome. We have hope towards that. But if it doesn't work out that way, we're okay. Our happiness, our identity isn't tied to that. And this is being solid in knowing who we are. And then choosing, you know what? If it's for anyone else, it's for me. I'm going to make the best choice today. I'm going to speak out on issues that are on my heart. Not stay silent on things. Listen, we've experienced that this week. Whether you agree with that or not. This also applies in business, in circumstances. I'm not going to stay silent because I'm worried about getting punished. I'm worried about people disagreeing with me. Or I'm worried that if I say something, everything's going to crumble around me. When we're so attached to needing the perfect outcome to happen that we're afraid to take the right action, and this applies in our business. We're afraid of how other people might judge us, so we don't put our business out there. We're afraid of not making enough money, so we don't put anything out there because we don't think it's going to be successful enough for how we planned it or foresaw it. So we choose to not even put anything out there because that's at least a safe comfort zone for us, to do nothing. And that's a choice. It's an explicit choice to do nothing. So we get the opportunity at every moment in our life, whether it's in our relationships, our families, our business, spirituality, whatever it is, to choose to do the right thing and to stay on the path that we're on, the path to being powerful. This starts by knowing that I am powerful. I'm not powerless. I'm not insignificant. I'm not inadequate for the things that I'm going after. And I'm not afraid of things turning out badly. And so I'm not trying to protect myself from things not going the way I want them to. And I know, you know what? I'm going to expect the best. I'm going to put one foot in front of the other. I'm going to take the steps forward towards my goal. And even if it doesn't go the way that I saw it, I'm going to stay the right path. This applies to your business because when you don't get the sales that you expected, you can get burnt out and no longer continue to build your business. When you don't get the reaction on social media that you expected, you can burn out and stop making social media content. When you have a plan to do something with your family and then people cancel ahead of time. If we're tying our happiness to everything going how we saw it in our head and we say, listen, I'm not going to do anything until I can guarantee the certain outcome, we've missed the point altogether. And so we have to start to take steps forward, even in uncertainty, even without knowing how it's going to work, doing the most loving, right thing in that moment for your business, for your life. Whatever that is for you, by the way. Many times we disagree on what that thing is. And that's okay. You don't need other people to agree with you for it to be the right thing for you. You don't need that. It's a scary thing to have people judge you when you do something that they disagree with. It's a scary thing for how the consequences of certain actions might happen. We work hard to build something in a business and then it doesn't work out the way that we saw it. We work hard and put in all this effort and it doesn't produce $1 million and we can get burnt out because we're tying our worth to the outcome. You need to detach your worth and your value from that outcome, but keep working towards it. And then saying, okay, what's the blessing in this? What can I learn to get back up when I fall down, if I skin my knee? Not being afraid of failure, not being afraid of things not working out how we saw it, but having hope and taking the necessary steps towards the goal that we have boldly and courageously, taking courageous, fearless action. And this starts by knowing who we are, not letting the opinions of other people tell us, hey, listen, you're not able to do that because I don't think you should. You're not able to build a business because you haven't proven your track record yet. I hear this often. People say they're afraid to build something because they haven't done it before. And yet the very thing that's going to get them to do it is what's stopping them. That's where we have to detach that outcome and do it even without certainty of how it's going to pan out. And to start to walk courageously towards our goals, boldly in the things every single day, consistently. Consistency compounds over time. Consistency builds over time. Where we stay faithful to the path that we're on. We can learn new information along the way, by the way, and not get so upset that, oh, I have to deviate a little bit off the path and do something differently than I thought. Listen, if you stay on a path, if you're headed towards a cliff, and you stayed on that path, don't be frustrated that you fell off a cliff. You didn't deviate and change. You saw on your GPS that there was no cliff there. You can't get mad if there was because an earthquake happened. We got to move. We got to pivot. We got to shift direction. We've seen this happen with COVID-19 happen. People had to pivot. I work with a lot of people that do events offline. They've had to pivot online because that's how they're going to keep things going, keep things moving forward. We have a choice. We can either get frustrated because we can't do the thing offline that we saw, or we can say, listen, I'm going to pivot and I'm going to make the best choice and action today in less than optimal situations to start to build towards the goals that I have in mind and hope for the best and keep moving forward. So that's a strategy for you. When things don't go how you planned, stay the course, stay the path, learn along the way, embrace the blessings from the process to grow in wisdom and to start to move the needle forward towards those goals that you have. So, grow your life, everybody, and we'll talk soon.